Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 0600, and what does the O stand for? Oh my god, it's early. Yeah, wow. Guys, too many beers last night, and yeah, we managed to get through to John Seagull at about 11 p.m. We got on board, and so yeah, we've got a 7-hour cruise today. There's no wind, so we'll be on the motor for 7 hours. And we're going to take the boat over to the start village and watch the start, well, get ready. We'll do some interviews from John Seagull, and yeah, we'll see how we get on. Morning.
Morning.
Morning. So I can't remember what time sunrise is, but it's not far. So apparently the sun rose a minute ago. A little bit too hazy today. There's going to be zero cloud cover later on, and also about the square root of nothing worth of wind. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days. The sun has finally decided to make an appearance. It has poked its head. Yeah, we wouldn't have seen the sunset over the horizon anyway, because first the horizon is over Bournemouth. But yeah, nice to see the sun come up. So the last time I saw the sun come up from the boat, well, I wouldn't say the last time, but certainly the first time I saw the sun come up from my own boat, somebody made me a coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning. I wonder if my current sailing partner is going to make me a coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning. He's not listening. On that occasion, I actually had a sailor's coffee at 7 o'clock in the morning. That was cool. I was, do you want a coffee? Oh yeah. Do you want some chocolate digestives? Oh yeah. Do you want a shot of rum in your coffee? Yeah, absolutely. So I learned last week that there's an inshore passage coming out of Poole. A lot of sailboats headed down there, so I want to try it today. We draw 6 foot, and so it's on neap tide at the moment, and so this area here, obviously not that one, but this area here can get a little shallow, but fingers crossed we'd be able to make that. We'll see. We can always turn around and come back, but it saves us 20 minutes on our journey. Yeah, I was hoping we'd be doing faster than that. The tide is coming in. But yeah, so I'm going to try that inshore passage, see if we can shave a little bit off. You can't see it so much, but I don't know if you heard that. There's a ferry right here, so I have to give way to that. But yeah, okay. There you can see, well, you can certainly see that. Those are crab pots. So this one's not terrible, but there's one further back that is really, really dirty, and it's that greeny brown. And if you're coming into the sun, it's difficult to see them. Yeah, there's one further back there that was almost impossible to see. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, lobster pots are a little bit like the dog turds of the sea. Yeah, I can understand why people it's like having a dog, right? It's nice to have a dog. It's nice to catch fresh crab and lobster, whatever it is that they catch in these things. But yeah, you're inevitably going to run into one at some point. I've got a number of people in the Westerlies owners group that have broken the skegs and their rudders because of snagging crab pots. We're just coming up to Hurst Castle. Although somebody made a point the other day, Victoria made a point, it's not much of a castle, it's more of a fort. So I'd probably agree with that, but that's what it's called. Yep, and we've got areas on Isle of Wight, here. And way over in the distance over there is the Needles. We opted obviously not to go via the Needles. It's more of a direct route. We came across the overfalls, but it's not on slack water at the moment, so it's just no big deal. Telling you, if you don't have one of these on board, or equivalent of, this is a handheld autopilot unit, you're missing out, because I can change course, I can do what I need, from up in the bow, out in the cockpit, down below, sitting on the toilet. I did that this morning. Yep, the Solent is pretty busy today. Got to have your head on a swivel. Loads of stuff. People changing direction all over the show. I even had a sailboater under a spinnaker jibe right in front of me and then pretend it's my fault. I was on a constant compass bearing, a constant course. Yes, I was under motor, but I was in the channel. He was going diagonally across the channel, jibed in front of me, and then said it was my fault. Yeah, anyway, yeah, Solent's busy. Loads of stuff. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should wear shoes. Gosh, missed an opportunity to get a nice view, not into the sun. But wouldn't it be nice to have one of these boats as mine one day? Huh? A beautiful day. Just down at Godspeed, having a look at some of the modifications and upgrades. So that foil and the forestay is all new. So that's pretty cool. You can see it's all kind of gleaming. That's pretty nice. I think I might at some point do the same thing on John Seagull. And, sails are all ready. They're going to get packed away today because obviously departure's tomorrow. Get shoved in the sail locker. Got some new halyards and sheets. So I think that's the spinnaker halyard and a sheet. But I'll check with the guys later on. So yeah, loads of cool stuff. And food. And food. And food. More food. Oh, they got coffee. That's important. Taylor's on the corner doing a video call, so I'm not going to interrupt him. But yeah, sails installed. So that's all. So hopefully today I'll have a chance to catch up with Simon Kerwin. So I met him yesterday, having initially approached him on LinkedIn. Met him yesterday, and so he will hopefully be able to sort of give me some time later on this afternoon and come down to John Seagull. That'll be cool. It's also interesting to see all the approaches that people have taken to spray dodgers, and I have to say that this is probably my favourite. Look at that. That looks like something out of the war. Off French beach. Absolutely brilliant. So that's the approach Outlaw have taken to their Dodger. So I have to say I quite like that actually. They got the built-in solar, and obviously from a waves crashing over point of view, that's pretty effective. But this particular one here is quite nice because it's effectively a doghouse, so you can actually sort of check your position or to sort of check for hazards and helm potentially from there as well. Goodness gracious me. It, ladies and gentlemen, is the 10th of September, and it is Ocean Globe Race Day. This has been a long time coming. Mark from Godspeed Skeleton Crew Sailing, they reached out to me in February, said would I help them with their fundraising and awareness and stuff. And so that's what I've been doing. We have been looking forward to this day in the future for a long time. These guys have been preparing, some of them for over a year. So, yeah, obviously I'm down on the dock. I've only just woken up and had a shower myself, but I wanted to get down here for daybreak. Well, not so much daybreak, but certainly sunrise. Wanted to get down here. So the good news is that every single one of the boats has had their green card. So every single one of the boats will be taking part. Every single one of the boats should get to Cape Town. So that's a good news. So if you're interested, they arrive in Cape Town middle of October. Start arriving from middle of October. So expecting Godspeed and Sterner. Godspeed is the smallest boat. Sterner is on paper the slowest boat. Although good seamanship, I think the Golden Globe race proved that good seamanship can win anything. So yeah, so between Sterner and Godspeed, who knows what's possible? But yeah, getting back on track. So they start arriving in Cape Town from the middle of October. The race restart in Cape Town is the 5th of November. So if you want to get down to Cape Town, if you want to welcome them in, if you want to see them off, those are your dates. So the last week in October, that'll be a fairly critical week. I think there'll be a lot of boats that'll be arriving around that point. I'm going to hope to make it for that week. And then back to the UK, unfortunately, in time for the 30th of October, if I can make it. But the race start will happen from Cape Town. Race restart for leg 2 will happen on the 5th of November. And then it's back down into the Southern Ocean and round to New Zealand before they then obviously go around the Southern Ocean again through South Pacific. I'll give you an idea of a couple of the two different classes here. So Godspeed is part of the adventure class, and Neptune, rafted up alongside, are part of the flyer class. So they're the boats that are in contention for the win. So to give you an idea, Pendwick 6 here, obviously they got special permission not to be liveried up. They're also part of the flyer class. So Neptune are rafted up alongside, and they are slightly further forward than Godspeed is. But have a look at this. So this is a fairly beautiful boat. This is 51 foot. But to give you an idea of just the size difference, it's a little bit like David and Goliath. Obviously we've got Neptune over there. So maybe this is Poseidon and that's Neptune. There's loads of the crew who are doing sort of last minute video calls with family and things. I spotted some of the Sterner crew. Some of the people were slightly teary-eyed and emotional. So the big news that I've discovered yesterday, only because I saw him on the dock actually, is Ian Herbert-Jones has joined the Spirit of Helsinki. So they had a last minute issue with one of their crew, and they asked him if he would join Spirit of Helsinki. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we've got a number of the skippers from the Golden Globe race in this race now. Certainly for the first leg, we've got Ian Herbert-Jones and Simon Kerwin and Mark Sinclair. So that's pretty cool actually. So they've able to provide a lot of mentoring for teams that haven't had the opportunity to do this kind of thing before. So yes, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so we're waiting for the sun to come up. It's going to be pretty nice. But yeah, very quiet. There's not a lot of people. I've seen a few people over at the showers getting ready. I think there's a number of people who are had B&Bs so that they could have a sleep in a decent bed for their final night. People whose families have come down, and obviously they want to spend time with their loved ones and their children, and their children are loved ones. But yeah, so Not a lot of movement down at the dock now, but it's going to get pretty busy. The security said they're going to be pretty hot on it this morning.
Okay, so stream.
Still got to get a bit of drilling going.
Yeah. How many on board? Seven. That's look forward to talking on the way. This is Ricky.
How you going?
I won't say.
Getting serious. It's getting serious. It's getting serious. Emma's locked you guys in. Emma, does that mean that no one can? Does that mean no one can leave? You've locked the gate.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ricky. You're in it for the long run.
Sorry. Too late.
Power!
And we are off. It is a little quieter than I was expecting, although there are quite a lot of sailboats that are following the other boats out. But a lot of the boats actually were off the dock already, waiting out in the channel for the sailboats, the race boats to come through. So yeah, so we're playing catch up. This is the reason we're playing catch up. So we've got Sam's girlfriend, Sam's mom. We got friends and family. So Gerrit's wife, Michelle. And then we've got Gerrit's parents. So these are the owners of the raceboat Sterner. And then we've got Carolina and Lee. Lee's on the helm. And then we're pretty much caning the engine to try and catch up, because we are, the start line is down in Cows and we've got a lot of way to go before we can get to the start line.
Say hello. You guys look so cute. So I'll pick your feet.
You what?
You guys look so cute.
There we go. Start. That's the start line. So yeah, open the horses. I guess they don't need to be right on the start line because it's around the world yacht race after all. It's but here they come. Translated, it's got their spinnaker ready. Look at that. Oh wow. That's is that Explorer?
You're staying true to what they said. Yeah,
There's Don McIntyre. Got a good old wave from Don. Everybody wants to go see Pendwick. Oh, they were the orange and black spinnaker. I think that's all the flyer class. They're all leaving together. Yeah, that's probably why they've all got their asymmetricals up. Yeah. Yeah, I think they've got their asymmetrical sets properly now, so that's good.
What's that, the front?
Yeah, the blue sail. The trotse oomblik. A proud moment. We're good to see.
Ja. Ek het hom nou eintlik bitter min nog gesien.
I must say it's really nice to have been able to have some of the friends and family from Sterna and also from Godspeed on the boat. It's been a real pleasure. Guys, if you're watching this, these guys do absolutely amazing work. Skeleton Crew Adventures. Look them up online. I'll post a link to their website. They do absolutely super amazing work. I'm hoping to link in with them through Sailing Sibongile to be affiliated with them somewhat. But yeah, I cannot recommend them highly enough. It did land on the boat, but then it plopped in the water.
It bounced off. It did land though.
No, but it bounced on the boat. That was the objective. Oh wow! Go on, Rubes, go show them how to do it properly. It's always nice to see Don. He's driving the rib. He's running around on the docks. He's probably the most excited kid before Christmas. Runs the show, and he's the most excited guy on the dock. So this is sort of hyper frustrating. We've been saying hello to some of the teams, and we actually had sort of 10 odd knots. But it's absolutely dead. We've even got a high performance trimaran back here. They're also just dead in the water, just drifting. The only people that are moving are these guys. Who are, that guy over there was rather dangerous a second ago. But yeah, they're the only ones that are sort of somewhat moving. Yeah, so we're just going to hang around for a little longer, maybe another 10 minutes. We'll quickly say goodbye to Godspeed as well, and then that's it. Hey, so that was the start of the Ocean Globe race. And we were there primarily to support Skeleton Crew on Godspeed. But over the course of the week, both we and Skeleton Crew ended up becoming rather good friends with the South African contingent on Sterna, Rufus Brandt and Gerrit and the crew there. So there seemed to be quite an affinity between those two teams, completely unbeknownst to me. But that was really great because I had guests from, obviously from my channel. I had Lee and Carolina from Good Deeds Sailing, and check them out, they do amazing work. But I also had Gerrit's parents, as well as his wife Michelle, and also Lodi, who's one of their ground crew, and then I also had Sam from Godspeed's mum and his girlfriend. So that was really nice. But yeah, so apologies, there isn't more footage of our return and all that kind of stuff, and a little bit more of a piece. But you know, it's only ever me that's doing the shooting, you know, so I don't get the footage of what other people are shooting. I did get a little bit from not from Skeleton Crew, from Good Deeds Sailing, from Carolina. She sent it to me, so I did get a little bit of that, but nothing that I wanted to incorporate in this video. But it was nice though. It was nice nevertheless. There was a few things that we did that were a lot of fun. We had some fresh water on board, quite a lot of fresh water on board. So we had some water cannons. So we doused Godspeed in water, and that was a lot of fun because that drew a lot of banter. It didn't go down so well with Sterna. Gerrit was not amused, but apparently his dad has said he takes after me. He doesn't have a sense of humor, but he's a hell of a nice guy though. I do like him a lot. Anyway, I was very honoured to have his parents and his wife on board, and also Lodi. So yes, I'm still hoping to meet somebody or to team up with somebody who can also help with the footage and general kind of like, you know, social media side of things, or even just some of the sort of helming and sort of the organisation and things like that, just to take a little bit of that pressure off me, so that I can spend a bit more time documenting what we're doing. But yeah, if you like these videos, let me know what I should do to improve them, and what I can, and if there's anything you wanted to do to get involved. If you wanted to find us on Patreon, you can do that. Just look it up, Sailing with a Weirdo on Patreon. It's not Sailing Sibongile on Patreon, Sailing with a Weirdo. And also, if you wanted to make a donation to the work that we do through Coffee or PayPal, you can do that as well. I can post the links to that. But yeah, so at the moment, John Seagull is being refitted with a new mast, new rigging. So I found a broken strand on one of the lowers. And then when I had a visual inspection, I started noticing loads of little spirals and stuff. And so I figured, you know what, I've had the boat for about a year. I don't have any paperwork for the rig. And so I was just going to sort of take the plunge and go for it. So the team the outfit that I've teamed up with to do the re-rig is Rigit in Southampton. I'm going to be down there this afternoon, so I'll have a chat with them. But Pav and Matilda from Rigit, absolutely outstanding people. When they found out about Skeleton Crew and Godspeed and work that they needed doing on the boat, i.e. a backup spinnaker pole, as well as a new forestay, Pav and Matilda pretty much jumped straight in and said, yep, we'll help and do what we can. So, there was no question whatsoever that I would return the favor as soon as I made the decision to have the rigging redone. I got straight in touch with them. They said, yep, no, we're pretty busy, but bring it on down if it's that urgent. We don't want your boat to be out of commission. So yeah, kudos to them. And I'll pop down later on. They're going to do a full rig inspection as well, so I'll show you some of that. I'm hoping that it's going to be good, because from what can gather from the first owner, he was very meticulous in his detail and preparation of the contact surfaces between aluminium and stainless steel to make sure that there's no bimetal corrosion, which would result in pitting on the mast, and eventually, if it gets too bad, then the entire mast needs to be replaced. Just as a result of a small section like that, you got a 14-meter mast that needs to be replaced just because of a small area of pitting. But yeah, so fingers crossed. Anyway, that's it for this week, and we'll see you in the next one.